Welcome to today's third episode of ISN Indian Sport Network on K.I.S.S TV 5. We're going to be discussing the boys basketball section of today's show first. I'm here with my co-host, Dawson Thornburg. The boys basketball team, we're not having the best season. We're only 2-13, pretty low in the rankings. A lot of technical fouls and some struggles with effort on and off the court. So not having the best year, but I know we've had a lot of bright spots, and that we're going to turn things around with what we're going through right now. Can you kind of attest to some of what you've seen on the court this far on the season?
I have seen a lot of the struggles that you're talking about. I feel like the mental part of everything has been a huge aspect all season long. I feel like that in some of the closer games that has been the problem, and that's why the boys team hasn't been able to come out on top sometimes, because some things will get to their head during the game. But I do agree that there have been some bright spots this year. Isaac Jeffries has been a pretty good scorer throughout the entire season.
Against Callan, he had around it was either 26, 27, or 28 points. A career game for him that game. We've also won 2 games. One of them was against Ansonia, a weaker team, but we won against Tri, which is they're a decent team, and there's a lot of teams we could have beat. And I know this is a cliche that a lot of people say, but 2-13 does not show the record that the Union City boys should have. We have had a lot of close games. We lost to Randolph Southern, who we should have never lost to. We were up on at least 3 teams going into the fourth quarter, and then we lost it. I think just going down the stretch, we weren't subbing. We kind of everyone was a little bit tired, and we kind of gave up on defense and everything, and that just kind of hurt us in the long run. And can you kind of talk about how our defense needs to improve and what you've seen defensively with the players?
Defensively, I'm going to start off with a little bit of a positive on this one here. I love the play of Trevor Thompson, the big man on defense. I love the post presence that he has. He blocks lots of shots. He's really physical to other big men on offense, that he just doesn't really let them bully him around down in there. He's real physical.
Yeah.
As far as everybody else goes, I mean, there's people who have great athletic ability who are able to stick with other people. But as a team, the defense hasn't been the best. I would say that's probably been the struggle of the Indians this year. Defensively, it's been a little weak. And sometimes I feel that we haven't made the greatest decisions as far as the type of defense we're in.
Yeah.
When teams are lighting it up in the three-point line, you got to get out of the zone, and you got to start manning people up on the three-point line.
We have struggles communicating, but I think we're going to get that under control here soon. We're going to start forcing ball pressure, and I'm sure everyone out there knows or will eventually know Coach Barger, his first year coaching year, he took a step back for health reasons and family reasons, and now Bruce Davison will be the new interim coach with Mr. Aaron Black as his assistant, and then Coach Anguiano, the C-team coach, will step up into the head coach JV spot. And Bruce, one of the most motivational people I've ever seen talk. Like he's given a lot of good speeches to the school, the student body, and can you kind of talk about how much his motivation will bring to the table for the Indians?
Yeah, I think that is exactly what the Indians need here going into the tail end of the season and then into the postseason here, is just some motivation. These guys have struggled all season long, and to have a guy that really truly believes in them and has for a long time to now be in the leading role, I feel will definitely boost morale here for the Indians.
Yeah, Coach Davison in practice talked about how we're going to unleash the potential we have, and Coach Black, Mr. Black, the principal, said what we're focusing on, everything we're doing is to get ready for March, to get ready for sectional time. And I truly believe that sectionals are wide open for us as a team. We have Union boys aren't very strong. We lost to Randolph Southern. We should never lose to Randolph Southern. Blue River, we got destroyed, but the thing is, I truly believe, I'm not just saying this because I play, I truly believe we can beat Blue Rivers team. I don't think they're all that strong. We're going to have to play well. Seton Catholic, we're going to be playing them soon, so we'll get a look at them. So I think you can flip a coin and say who's going to win the sectional. And then you got this new coaching staff with Mr. Davison, Coach Bruce, who's going to be defensively minded coach. Who's going to get on us. He's going to motivate us. And all the guys, we have team meetings almost every day about what we need to do to get better, what needs to happen. And we always talk about how we need to stay focused in defense and just hustling on and off the court. And lately, yesterday was our first practice with the new coach, and it was intense. It was motivational. I learned a lot in one practice from having those guys coach, and it's just fun to get better and work hard. And I know, like football, Coach Thompson's very motivational. So can you kind of elaborate on how motivation can impact a team that is struggling?
I have personal experience with that as our football team struggled this past season. And Coach Thompson was, not just Coach Thompson, but our entire coaching staff, the entire year was, they never lost hope in us. And I think the main reason that we didn't have a successful season was because we lost hope in ourselves. But having that coaching staff that never loses hope in their team, that really kept us in the season and got us those few wins that we did have.
Yeah, it can go a long way.
Yeah, it can. Having those guys, the coaching part isn't just flat out coaching the game. Morale has a lot to do with the way players play, and if you can keep morale high, then that's a good thing for your team.
With our seniors this year, we got Isaac Jeffries, Aaron Foster, Tyler Thornhill, and Aaron Foster, Isaac and Thornhill have been leaders all year. Foster has stepped up a lot with he's yesterday and the day before. He's been very helpful as a leader on the team. He talked about he and the coaching staff and all of us shouldn't tolerate any messing around, anyone screwing off or stuff like that. And we all talked about how everyone's 0-0 come sectional time. The record's clean. Everyone's starting fresh. So if we have that mindset, and we just got to throw out the 2-13 record, and sectionals is all that matters. Because if we win a sectional, no one's going to care that we went 2-13 or 3-14 or whatever. And I know that Isaac Jeffries, he's always been a leader. Everyone respects him on the team. He talked about how new coach knew us and how we're going to try to turn things around here late in the season. And I think it's going to be fun to watch for fans. I think it's going to be fun to play with because they're going to see a new basketball team come sectional time. So
yeah, I know that from past experiences that with a new coach or a coaching change in the middle of the season, that can be rough. But you guys seem pretty hopeful here as a team. So as a player on the team side, can you tell me what it's like with this coaching change and how everybody's kind of dealing with it?
I think I don't know one player that isn't excited to have Bruce as coach. Bruce obviously cares about each and every one of us. I consider him a go-to guy. If I have a problem, I can go talk to him. Even Mr. Black, I feel like he has a special bond with the junior class boys as it is, and I feel like he has a special bond with the basketball team now as well. As he already said we can go over to his house for a team meal, and we're gonna have a lock-in at his house and stay the night and have some fun. He talked about how we're a family now, and the practices have. If you were there, you'd think Coach Davison was mad at us, but it's just motivation, and a lot of people don't respond well to getting coached by not screaming, but kind of harsh coaching. It's not like he's angry or anything, but I think all of us are taken well to the fact that he's pushing us because we got 4 weeks to become a new basketball team, and with all that's going on right now, I think we have a shot to win sectionals, and if we get motivated enough and put in the hard work, then we will. And I know that everyone's taken well to it, everyone's happy, and we're just gonna work hard, be serious all the time. And I know that the main focus is Coach Black talked about how we need effort. We need to have effort out of everybody on the bench coming in, discipline. They're not changing everything about the offense, but we're going to definitely have some new offensive play, these new offensive sets, and then emphasis on defense. Man defense, we're changing up everything basically. We're going to go back to simple principles, and then we're going to go back to trapping in the corners, have different presses, throw them off, and then I like what Mr. Black said. We got to have fun too, because if you're not having fun, then what's the point of playing? So I think everyone's excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, you talked a lot about the non-basketball aspect of this whole coaching change, but as far as the actual game of basketball is concerned, what does the new coach, Mr. Black, bring to the table for you guys?
Last year I played church ball with Mr. Black, and it was a pretty laid-back league, but I've never seen someone more competitive in that league. I know he'd get on me if I were to take a dumb shot, or not if I miss a shot, because he understands that aspect that we're going to mess up. But if I have something, if we as a team are doing something that is within our control that we can change, then he's going to get on us about it. And I know that he would always be on the sidelines, and he'd be coaching us from the sideline as it is, telling us what we need to do, telling us that to keep everybody in help side and stuff. So having that presence on the bench is going to be helpful to us, because we can all relate to him. We know him, so it's going to be fun to have someone like that. And I know that he's a competitive person. He's going to push us, and he truly believes that we can win the sectional. So it's going to be fun to have him there.
It definitely sounds like we have a new boys Indians basketball team here.
Yes.
So we're looking to see some new changes coming.
Seton Catholic is a home game coming up, so it's going to be fun to watch. We'll recap that when we're done playing that game, and we'll kind of shine light on what the new coaching staff brought. And that's it for today's boys basketball section. Thanks for Dawson for having me. We're going to be back in a short break to talk about the girls basketball section of today's show. Stay tuned on ISN.
Bowser's Barn is a family and locally owned restaurant. They have been providing great service since 1963. They offer a variety of foods such as roasted chicken, pizza, tacos, and seafood. They also offer services such as catering, delivery, dine-in, and carry-out. Bowser's Barn is open from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. every day of the week. There are always new specials, and also every month there are new coupons, so don't miss out. Bowser's Barn, 1300 Chestnut Street. You can contact them at 765-964.
Brand's Dog Grooming is owned and operated by Jessica Holt, a certified dog groomer. Jessica is like no other dog groomer. When it's their appointment time, they are groomed from start to finish. No dryer cages. She hand dries all her dogs. She is currently accepting small and large breeds. She is located on 2060 West Division Street, Union City, Indiana. Be sure to like her page on Facebook at Country Brand's Dog Grooming. To schedule an appointment, you can contact her at 765-729-4046, or you can also message her on Facebook.
Didier Hardware is a family-owned hardware store that has been in Union City since 2005. They are a top store for any hardware or paint needs in a small-town setting. Didier Hardware has thousands of new merchandise available to be sold. The employees are specially trained to help out the customers in any way they can. If you want to come into Didier and check it out, they are open Monday through Saturday 8 to 7 and Sunday noon to 5. Come check out the store and experience the hometown hospitality in Union City.
We're back after the break, and we're going to be discussing the girls' basketball section, and it's sectional time coming up. We're going to be playing Tri the first round. What do you have to say about the girls from Tri, how their basketball team is? You think we got a clear shot at beating them, or how you feel about that?
It honestly really depends on how the girls come out to play on Friday, because Tri is they're a pretty decent team. They have a lot of different girls who can shoot the three. And if any of them get hot, then that's dangerous. And then they have one girl down low who's pretty athletic. She can score. She hits her free throws a lot, so she gets. Mm-hmm. If we send her to the free throw line a lot, they'll get some easy points there. And the entire Tri team is they play a little bit more aggressive and sometimes maybe even considered dirty, and that can be a problem for our girls, because when that happens, they tend to lose their head, and they can get some technical fouls. And even when we played Tri in the regular season, that happened. There was a couple scuffles, and there were some technical fouls called in that game because both teams were getting a bit overly aggressive.
Yeah, we always want to take, for every team, we want to take it one game at a time, not look past an opponent. But if we were to beat Tri, we'd move on to the second round, which would be the championship for us, and it'd end up being against either Randolph Southern or Blue River. And Randolph Southern has been having a decent year. Have you seen the Blue River girls play at all? What do you have to say about that matchup, Randolph Southern versus Blue River?
I haven't personally seen the Blue River girls play, but I've heard some of the coaches talking, and they're an overall decent team. Not really anybody that's just a superstar or anything. But I do know that Randolph Southern should come out on top in that one, although it could end up being a pretty good game. But we should be looking to play Randolph Southern in the sectional championship game.
Can you kind of shine some light on how the regular season matchup went for Randolph Southern and Union City? That was a tight one.
Yeah, it ended up coming down to last second shot by Courtney Wise for the win, but Randolph Southern played lights out that game. They shot insanely well from the 3-point line. I'm pretty sure a senior, Kennedy Kramer, on that team hit 4 or 5 threes in just the second half alone. And then down low, they have a junior, I think, Cameron Weitzel. She's pretty big and physical down low, so she's a presence. And they played really well against us in the regular season game, and I think that it will be a good boost if we can beat them again here in the sectional championship game.
So, I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but I'd have to say that Union City is favored in the sectional, but it can turn out to be a few teams. You can have Blue River come out on top if they play their best basketball and we play bad. We can have Randolph Southern come out on top if they play like they did against us that first time. We're going to move on to kind of the mindsets of the coaches and the players. And you're at the practices on the scout team for the girls, and the coaching staff, what do you think they're thinking moving forward with the sectional? What do they talk about at practice a lot of the time?
Right now, they obviously believe that they can win this sectional and that they should win, and then even go further than that. But with the coaching staff right now, it's a lot of encouraging to stay focused, that this is the time where you got to get hot and you got to play your best basketball right now, and the focus is just the huge main point right now.
Coach Black, who just became the all-time winningest coach for the girls' side, how do you think her coaching style is going to help them come out with a win this sectional playoff?
Coach Black likes to attack early in the game, and she encourages the girls to run the fast break. That's that's a really skilled part of our game. Mm-hmm. The girls are really good at when they can run the fast break and when the tempo of the game's up. And that's the way Coach Black likes things to go. And then once we build up a lead, she likes to slow things down and not necessarily waste time, but kind of not allow the other team to get as many possessions. Mm-hmm. And the way that the girls play, that really works together well, and that is a lot of the reason why they've won so many games this year.
We got a lot of big name seniors on our roster this year. What's their mindset as we're moving forward? Is they know that any game could be their last. We got Courtney, Bailey, Kelsey, Cora. They're all going to try to, I'm assuming, play their hearts out, because this can be the last time they play on the basketball floor. What are they thinking going into this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely how they're thinking. I mean, they know that every game could be their last. But I think more so with this group of seniors than any other, they kind of have a bit of a vendetta from last season and the bitter loss that they had in the regional championship game. They want to come back this year, and they honestly think that they can go all the way this year. And it's really cool to see how determined and how much they believe they can actually win.
Junior Justice Cantu, the floor general, one of the best point guards, if not the best girl point guard in the area. Great ball handler, can score if she needs to. She's obviously one of the leaders on the team, and a motivator and a true competitor, doesn't like to lose. We've grown up with her, and we can see that she's one of the most competitive people out there. What is she telling all the players, telling the older girls and the younger girls to look forward to?
She really has just been kind of laid back about everything, honestly. I mean, she's been trying to make everybody stay focused and everything in practice, but the girls are all really trying to enjoy this time, and she's a big advocate for that. So they're trying to have fun at practice and stuff, but they also do know that they got to get down to business and get ready for a sectional, and that's what they're doing. And she's really pushing that on the team. And when it comes to practice, she is serious, but then she can also have some fun with the girls, and
Yeah, it's
they
important.
do that good.
You gotta have a sense of seriousness through practice, but you always gotta remember that you're playing basketball, and there's no point of it if you're not having fun. And then we're gonna move on to the final thing is the fans and students. We're both students here, and we're both fans. Our expectations and just the school body as a whole expectations. How do you feel the feeling of the fans and the students? What their feelings are around the school and around the community?
I think that it's a really good thing to see some success here with some Union City athletics. We haven't had a whole lot of that recently, and it's good to see that we have some teams doing well. And I think that there's some expectation obviously when you have a talented team and a talented group of girls out there, but I think that no matter the outcome, that everybody's going to be proud of how these girls played, and the 4 years that this group of seniors has given us has been just amazing, and everybody will be thankful and proud of them, no matter how things turn out. But I do think that some people are eyeing that state championship or even just a semi-state berth or something along the lines of that.
I just think it's kind of neat to see the community behind the girls basketball team as a whole, and hopefully you can see that with all sports, with the wrestlers, the boys basketball, and the girls basketball.
Yeah, the community just shows tremendous support for this team. You'll see, like in last year during the regional tournament, there was just as many fans there as there would have been if it was a game at home. And that was really special to see.
I mean, if not more, we had. I think Mr. Black said if we had 70 people in the student section, then he would put paint on his face. And I think we eventually got there. It was some crazy number up there, and we had a crazy student section. It was super fun.
Yeah, we're hoping to see some big numbers like that again this year.
Mm-hmm. That's it for the girls portion of today's show. Up next, we'll be talking about our advancing wrestlers. Stay tuned.
Didier Hardware is a family-owned hardware store that has been in Union City since 2005. They are a top store for any hardware or paint needs in a small-town setting. Didier Hardware has thousands of new merchandise available to be sold. The employees are specially trained to help out the customers in any way they can. If you want to come into Didier and check it out, they are open Monday through Saturday 8 to 7 and Sunday noon to 5. Come check out the store and experience the hometown hospitality in Union City.
Brand's Dog Grooming is owned and operated by Jessica Holt, a certified dog groomer. Jessica is like no other dog groomer. When it's their appointment time, they are groomed from start to finish. No dryer cages. She hand dries all her dogs. She is currently accepting small and large breeds. She is located on 2060 West Division Street, Union City, Indiana. Be sure to like her page on Facebook at Country Brand's Dog Grooming. To schedule an appointment, you can contact her at 765-729-4046, or you can also message her on
Bowser's
Facebook.
Barn is a family and locally owned restaurant. They have been providing great service since 1963. They offer a variety of foods such as roasted chicken, pizza, tacos, and seafood. They also offer services such as catering, delivery, dine-in, and carry-out. Bowser's Barn is open from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. every day of the week. There are always new specials, and also every month there are new coupons, so don't miss out. Bowser's Barn, 1300 Chestnut Street. You can contact them at 765-964.
We're back on ISN where we're going to be talking about the wrestlers. And we have two wrestlers advancing for sure. Roland Mills, who has wrestled almost all his life. A really talented wrestler. He's our cameraman and tech guy out there, so we got to give him a little shout out. He's a junior, and we asked him before the show what's he feeling. He kind of gave us a humble quote. He said he thinks it's neat to be moving on and hopes to get even farther the rest of this year and hopes to improve and get farther next year as well. This is his first time. He's wrestling at 182, which is one of the hardest weight classes out there. What do you think's going through his mind, since we won't be able to ask him since he's behind the cameras?
Personally, I used to wrestle during middle school and when I was a little bit younger, so I have a little bit of a wrestler's mentality. He's got some stiff competition here in the regional that he's going to have to go up against, which I'm sure he's thinking that he knows that it's going to be a tough match, and he's probably the underdog, which is a little bit scary to think about. But knowing Roland, he probably thinks that he'll go out there and he'll give it his all, and whatever happens, happens. Crazy stuff happens in sports all the time, so you never know.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to happen, and there's nothing wrong with being the underdog. Then we got Jeffrey Klein up next. He's a senior. This is also his first time going on to regionals. He's wrestling at 126. I think it'd be just exciting and kind of cool to end your senior year as moving on to regionals for the first time. His parents have to be proud. He's got to be proud of himself, and I know the whole school is proud of him. It's kind of cool to see someone move on for their last time. What do you think's going through his mind as a senior gets to move on to regionals?
Well, this is the farthest Jeffrey's gotten, and I'm sure that he's thinking that he's glad that he's stuck with everything for these 4 years. He's just improved every year as a wrestler, and I'm sure that he's just excited about the whole thing because it's a new experience for him, and I'm sure he's thinking that he's just going to go out there and wrestle his heart out because it could be his last match.
Yeah, same thing we were talking about with the girls on the earlier part of the show. Jeffrey's going to have to go out there with the mentality that if he doesn't win, then he's not going to be able to wrestle anymore. So you never know what's going to happen with that mentality, that some people just are going to refuse to lose, and it'd be cool just to see Jeffrey go out there and, like I said, just refuse to lose. Jaden Hinesley, who's a freshman, he's an alternate at 152, and it's always cool to see a freshman go out there and move on to regionals, just like it is to see a senior for the last time. He might not wrestle because he is an alternate, but still, that's still an accomplishment as a freshman. What do you think he's feeling as he knows he might not be wrestling, but it's still something cool to happen to him?
As far as Jaden being a freshman, I think it's a pretty big accomplishment to just even be an alternate for your first year wrestling. He's got a bright future ahead of him in wrestling here in Union City. I'm sure that he's really excited to just even be this far.
Max Harris had an injury halfway through. He got farther than this his freshman year, so it's going to be hard not to see him out there wrestling this postseason. But I know that he'll probably be there as a leader to root his guys on. What do you kind of think his mindset is going into this postseason with his teammates advancing?
Yeah, with Max, it's kind of disappointing there because he could have had a really good season this year. He was wrestling really well, and that injury with his thumb just kind of ended things for him. He'll come back next year stronger than ever, obviously, being his senior year. But I'm sure that he is really supportive of his teammates. As far as Rollin goes, they're classmates. They talk a lot. They're good friends. And I'm sure Max has been really supportive there.
We're going to talk about the coaches. Coach Malloy and Coach Lawrence. Coach Malloy more of a motivator, while Lawrence is more technical with how the wrestlers are going to make their moves and whatnot. What do you think their perspective are with Rollin and Jeffrey moving on? What do you think they're going to coach him up about?
With Malloy, he's a great guy. Everybody loves him. Rollin, he loves Rollin. I know before I've talked to him and about wrestling and about Rollin, and he says that he loves the humor that Rollin has and everything. And so I'm sure that he's really gonna keep focusing on the morals there of keeping Rollin his fuck me.